Uninformed immigrants are at a huge disadvantage in court, in financial and legal matters, and also sometimes in life. Well, what can we do about it? I'll tell you what. We can train, teach, inspire, and empower immigrants to maximize their lives regardless of their immigration status. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. I am your immigration lawyer and host, Otis Landerholm, and this is the Empowered Immigrant Podcast. All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for joining us here on another episode of the Empowered Immigrant Podcast. I'm so grateful to have you all here listening to us today. My name is Otis Landerholm. I'm the host of the Empowered Immigrant Podcast. I'm also the founding attorney at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C. We're a law firm in Oakland, California. We fight for the rights of immigrants who are facing deportation. We fight for the rights of immigrants who are hoping to stay in the United States. And everybody who's joining me today, we are lucky, all right? We are lucky. We are fortunate today because we are joined by a special guest. We are joined by a former client of our firm. His name is Wilmar Mejia. He is a great guy. He is a great person. He has gone through this whole process to bring his wife into the United States, and we're going to hear from him how it was. And so, Mr. Mejia, hello and welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. And so, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from Guatemala and came to the U.S. back in 1988. Immigrant for a while. Then I got my papers. Then I flew to Philippines and I met my wife over there. And so I started asking questions around. I hired this other attorney, but apparently she was making me chase my own tail. So I finally found you guys on Google and I gave you guys a shot. And ever since then, you guys been a wonderful firm. You guys have a nice crew. You guys know what you're doing, and I appreciate that help.
That's so awesome. You have a really interesting perspective, being originally a citizen of Guatemala and now a U.S. citizen also, but
Right.
also has traveled to the Philippines, and your wife is from the Philippines. What's that like? I mean, that's awesome. What's it like having, a marriage from two different cultures and then living in a culture that neither of you are originally from?
Well, Philippines, half around the world. Beautiful place, beautiful food, delicious food, and I guess that's why I fell in love with the Philippines. Just the food.
Yeah, you got it.
Woman, my wife, she's been a good woman. She's a mother now. Takes care of my son, and we have the same tradition in a different style, but everything's almost the same.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's so I love my wife was born in Taiwan. I love marriages where there's there's a little bit of like a cultural difference too. Why not?
Exactly.
That's great. Has your wife ever been to Guatemala before?
As a matter of fact, we just booked a flight last night going home. Going to Guatemala.
You're kidding. That's amazing.
Yeah, she had the oath yesterday, and after that, we went straight to the get the passport, the U.S. passport. That's why we're late. I mean, I didn't show up yesterday. It was too late. She had still at 5, so I said, you know what? Can't make it.
I love it, Brand. That's I'm so glad that you're saying that. Brand new U.S. citizen. Huge congratulations to your wife. All right, I knew, of course, that that she was going through the process, but I did not remember that she won her oath yesterday.
Yes,
She's now
yeah.
a brand new sworn in U.S.
As a matter
citizen.
of fact, you were supposed to be there, and I was looking for you. I was like, where the
Oh
heck
man,
is
now
he?
that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh, well, that's really funny. We don't actually go to oath ceremonies, but that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it said on the paper, the attorney, the husband, and the wife.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I'm glad you did it because we went for what was a lunch afterward. You
Yeah,
missed
yeah. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Huge congratulations to you, and huge congratulations to your wife.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's such a you know, that's we helped go through the green card process, and now it's just so great to hear that you've gone all the way through the citizenship process as well. I love it.
Yeah, and you guys made it so easy where I didn't have to do nothing else besides signatures, payments, and that's it. Not like
Yeah.
the first one that I hired. Oh my God, that was a headache.
Yeah, tell me about that. Like what
Well, the first
she
one,
just didn't understand the law, or she didn't know how to do the process or something?
I think it was a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
She had too much work and not enough people helping her.
Yeah.
Uh, we fill out the application. I flew to the Philippines, had my wife sign it, get all the documents ready. And then when I came back, she blames it on me, the fact that I didn't sign the right documents. I didn't do it right. And I just threw the towel on her and I said, you know what? Forget it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it costed me time and money to fly. I mean, I don't mind flying. I could go back and be there another 3 more months. But the fact that it cost me money by paying her for her to do the paperwork right and things like that. I didn't want to deal with it. Go to court, make sure all the applications and the forms were filled out correctly,
That's
and
right.
then you know mailing everything. So I said, you know what? I prefer pay someone who will do it. And when I Google attorneys, you guys were the first one in the list. At that time, you guys had 4.9 stars.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, let me see what's going on, and we went from there. And you guys made it so easy where I flew back to the Philippines, and I had these signatures. You were on Skype with my wife.
That's right.
We had the CFO, all the documents from the Philippines filled out. Um, when I came back, we looked at it. You say, no, this okay. You got everything that we need. No problem. Just enjoy your day, and I will let you know when we have an appointment with the INS. And I said, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
And here we are, 18 months later.
Yep. That's so great. That's
Yeah,
so great. And then she got her green card, and then 3 years after that, we apply for citizenship, and
correct.
yesterday she becomes a citizen, and now
Yeah.
you're taking her to Guatemala.
And she dyed her hair blonde.
Oh, that's probably the best part. That's great.
All right. She wouldn't become American.
That's so great. That's so
Yeah.
great. I love it. What's if there's a person out there that they want to start this process too, they just got married, or they're going through this process, what's one piece of advice you would give to somebody? Maybe they're afraid, maybe they don't want to get scammed, maybe they don't want to pay too much, or maybe there's people are nervous about all kinds of things. What's one piece of advice you would give to a person that was in your shoes?
I was skeptical in the beginning of the first attorney, and when I came to your office, you gave me the price, monthly payment options. You understand the fact that people work, don't make too much money, and if they do, they got too much bills.
Yeah.
Um, what I will recommend people, and I'll tell them, it's not easy, it's not cheap,
Yeah.
but if you really want it, or you really want to live the American dream, you will pay a price.
Mhm.
You know, the first time will be expensive, but in the long run, you'll see where your money's going.
Yeah.
It's a good investment where you got this wonderful woman coming into your life. You're married. You want to spend your whole life with this woman, no matter what it costs you.
Yeah.
Because in the long run, if you pay someone cheap price or cheap money, it's just gonna chase your tail. You're gonna chase your tail around,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be more expensive.
Yep.
You know, that's what I tell people.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's great. That's great advice. Not just in the law, but that's great advice in so many areas of life.
Right.
It's like people. Um, anyway, people might want to buy that really nice TV, or people might want to really get some other things. And what I like to say is, hey, before you buy the stuff you want, right? Invest in becoming the person you want to be. And if the
Hmm.
person you want to be means having documents, if the person you want to be means having a wife from your home country coming here, from another country coming here to be with you, who you are is so much more important, so much more valuable than any of the stuff that sometimes we want. Even like car, house stuff, it doesn't compare long term with who we are, right?
Sure.
And so for me, it's like, anyway, if there's somebody out there listening, that's my philosophy in terms of like the money conversation. It's better to invest in yourself first. Once you got yourself taken care of, okay, now get the stuff you want. You know?
As a matter of fact, it's funny because the way how you said it, that's how my life came after my wife flew from the Philippines to here. When she came, she only had her green card, social security number. She started to work.
Yep, that's right.
What I have now is from her.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
right.
we both pitch in for that 80-inch screen TV at the living room. We both
Exactly.
pitch in for that Mini Cooper she have. She
Yep.
doesn't have a license yet, but it's sitting in the driveway where I drive it.
Yep.
It's the things that we have is because of her. I
Yep.
invested into her for us to have a home.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
yeah,
And
it was scary the first time, first couple months, but then everything just kind of collapsed like Tetris.
yep.
You know? And the more blocks you have, you're gonna have one long block that's gonna destroy everything, and you'll see your glass half full.
Yep.
So yeah, it was good.
I really appreciate that you said that. I'll tell you a secret. I'll tell the people listening a secret. This law firm here, right? Well, I now have 27 employees that work for us, and none of it would exist if it weren't for my wife.
Right.
Zero. Because when I was in law school, Wendy, my wife, was working. All right. When I started this law firm, I didn't have any money. I was right out of law school. I was broke when I started this law firm. But my wife had started saving up. She was a teacher. All right. I used her money to start this business. I wouldn't even be here today if it weren't for her. You know,
True.
that's where, like, you know, if you get the partner, the spouse, the wife right, oh my gosh, it can change your life. You can, you know, because I think a lot of people see the negative side of it. People see divorce. People see the challenges that come with relationships. And it's true. You got to work on the relationship. Love isn't automatic. You got to work on relationships. That's true. But if you can get the relationship right and work on it and cultivate love and cultivate actual, like, healthy relationship, oh my gosh, man, it can free you up to do so much, to accomplish whatever the heck you want.
Yep, exactly. You know,
That's awesome.
these days now, some females, they like to come from their country, marry an American guy, get their papers, and then divorce.
Yeah. You're right.
Like I said, I was skeptical the first time. You know, I'm like, am I gonna fall into this trap or
Yeah.
not? Then the more I got to know my wife, the better she became. And I said, well, let me give it a try, see how it goes. If not, then hey, whatever. You know.
Yep.
But yeah,
That's
so right now we're actually thinking about getting my mother-in-law and her sister, my sister-in-law. And
great.
you know,
That's
so
great.
I
You know,
might start thinking about using you guys again.
well, you know, it's funny you say that. Now that your wife won, she's a U.S. citizen, and as a U.S. citizen, she has the right to petition for her parents,
Exactly.
right? And so
Yep.
that's true. She has the right to do it, and so I'd be honored to have that conversation with her. It's, you know, it's in a lot of ways, it's a more simple process
Mhm.
than for a spouse.
Yeah.
All right. In a lot of ways, it is more simple.
Oh yeah,
And
of course.
so,
Simple and painless.
oh man, awesome. All right, well, hey, I really appreciate this conversation. It's so great. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for all the years that you've worked with my firm. You're an awesome guy. You've been a fantastic client to work with. Is there anything else that you would like to add today for people listening?
You know, when I met you guys, you had only 7 or 8
Yeah,
personnel in the office. Tiny
I,
small office.
I know. Tiny little office. I know.
And 3 years later, I come back. I'm like, this in the office.
Yeah.
And when I called the front desk, they're like, oh yeah, we moved to a bigger place. So I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking, wow, he had a mansion. Now look, now you guys have probably what, 2 offices?
Yeah, we just opened a new office in Sacramento.
See?
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Well,
For me,
congratulations.
I feel like I'm. How can I say it? It's like
The sky's the limit.
yeah, the sky's the limit. I feel like I'm nothing but fortunate. You know how some people, it's like they're walking through life. It's like they've got an enchanted life. It's like, holy crap, like everything's going right. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm like knocking on wood, right? Knocking on wood. I don't want, you know, when I don't know. But I love my life. It's just this amazing thing. And it is interesting because a lot of people don't.
Yep.
And I'm one of these guys that, like, I'm happy everywhere I go. I'm just like a happy guy. But I just feel so blessed, you know. I just feel so blessed, so just fortunate all through my life. It's amazing.
Just remember one thing though, the rule of life. Stay humble.
That's true. That's true. You know, and stay grateful. You
Yep.
know, one of the things that I try to focus on is, like, look, I don't know why I didn't get COVID. All right. My dad did. This last week, 5 people in my firm have gotten COVID.
Ooh.
All right. I haven't gotten it. I don't know why that is, but I can be grateful for that, right? I can love everybody that has gotten it, and I can, but at the same time, I can be grateful that I'm healthy. All right. It's like if we can slow down and every day, hey, what's something that we can be grateful for? It's like, oh my gosh, there's so much, we're breathing in and out. Some people, hundreds, thousands of people died, right? We're not in Ukraine. We're not in Venezuela. We're not in countries that are like having serious violence everywhere. There's so much to be grateful for. And I do think that a lot of people just don't focus on it.
That is true. What's something
that you, if you were to just think for a moment, what's something that you're like really grateful for?
That I didn't get COVID either.
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. It's crazy because it's so out there. And, knock on wood for that too. Heck, we might get it today. We might get it tomorrow. But it's like we can still, even with it, we could be grateful for something.
That's true. I'll say, I'm grateful every day. That I wake up, see my wife next to me and my son, and just continue another day.
You got it, man.
That's it.
You got it. That's awesome.
And who knows, maybe 2 years from now, I'm going to wake up, see my mother-in-law in my house.
And you'll be like, I'm grateful for my mother-in-law.
Hopefully she'll be grateful. She will.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Mr. Mejia, it's been a pleasure to have you on the podcast. Thank you so much. Anything else for today?
No, sir. Thank you. You guys did a wonderful job. I appreciate that. And hopefully whoever's listening and they have a same or familiar problems, hey, come on down. We are here with the doors wide open, and you won't regret it. You'll see Mr. Otis Landerholm and the associates. Good luck.
Yeah, you got it. All right. Mr. Mejia, thank you so much. Everybody listening, thank you also so much for tuning in to another episode of the Empowered Immigrant Podcast. I'm your host, Otis Landerholm, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Empowered Immigrant Podcast. If you like what you heard and if you want to learn more, please go to landerholmimmigration.com/podcast.